Alright, so in this video I'm going to talk about the basics of working out the back muscles. We'll talk about why it's important, and then before I get into the specific exercises, I'm going to talk about form and technique and some things to consider there. So first of all, why is it important? The back is like the backbone, no pun intended, of your body. There's a ton that goes on there with stability and preventing muscular imbalances and things of that nature. Having a strong back is super important, especially with guys, because we tend to do our chest, not so much our back. And if you have a really strong chest but weak back, you're going to have this kind of hunched over position, you're going to have muscular imbalances, things of that nature. So a strong back is really going to help with that posture, kind of open up your chest, and you're just going to feel healthier and your quality of life is going to be better. So it's not just for bodybuilders or people who are gym enthusiasts, but having a strong back is super important just for everyday life. Form and technique, a couple things I want to touch on here. The biggest thing that I emphasize with my clients is to pack your shoulders, meaning keeping you down and back like you'll see in this video here, because a lot of times when people are training their back, you'll see this common deviation here where they think they're using their back, but they're actually using their traps. And again, this is going to cause muscular imbalances, and they're going to have a weak back, and then when they really have to pull something, they're going to use their trap muscles instead of their lats, and that's not what we're going for here. So packing the shoulders is super important. It's also going to help with shoulder health. In terms of pulling movements, pulling exercises, I like to use barbells and dumbbells. Just understand what the difference between them. So barbells are really, really good for overload and building strength because you can put a lot of weight on there. Dumbbells are really good for overall health, the quality of the joint, preventing muscular imbalances because you're making sure that both arms are doing the same amount of work, but you're not going to be able to do as much weight. So I use a balance of them. With my clients, a lot of times I'll start with dumbbells because they're fresh, they're still got a good amount of energy, that mental connection is easier for them to make while they're still fresh. And so we're really focusing on working all of those smaller muscle groups, and then once we do a few sets of that and I feel like they have adequately worked those muscles, then we'll do a few sets of barbell and really focus on strength and just going all out and really overloading those muscles for the strength gains. Squats and deadlift both of those exercises are massively important when it comes to building strength. However, I would not recommend starting a client with these unless they're familiar with them already and they can do these with the proper range of motion. Because if you put weight on a bar and have them do these exercises and they don't have proper mobility, you're gonna potentially eventually you will cause some injuries later on down the road, and that's something you do not want to be responsible for, and you don't want to have your name attached to that. Instead of jumping right into squats or deadlifts, I like to start my clients out with these exercises that I'm going to talk to you about next, because they're a great way to progressively work into the squat. The first one is back extension. I really like back extension. This is a great one that's going to carry over into a lot of other lifts. It's going to really help with stability. It works those erector spinae and everything that kind of ties in with that. So number 2 is seated rows. Depending on your gym, you might have a different row machine than what I'm showing you here. My favorite is this one. It's by a company called Free Motion. I really like this because you can see the handles kind of sway back and forth. You're not locked into a specific range of motion, and it's going to work some smaller stabilizing muscles that that first row machine that I showed you will not work. The other thing about the Free Motion row, is that they work independently, so you could actually do like a one-arm row, barbell row. This is a great back exercise. It would be a progression from the seated row. So once you feel comfortable doing a seated row, work your way up to this barbell row. It's going to work a lot more muscles, especially as you're bent over. It's going to work those erector spinae and those stabilizing muscles just like you worked in the back extension. So you can start to see some of the carryover there. And then You can also progress to dumbbell rows. I like to start with barbell rows because I feel like once you have dumbbells involved, there's just more going on there. So I like to start with barbell rows, kind of get those mechanics down, and then move to dumbbell rows. Again, those are both important because of the dumbbell versus barbell principles that we talked about earlier. Okay, so those are some tips I have for you related to back workouts. Let me know in the comments below if you have specific exercises you want me to talk about, or if you have specific questions related to back exercises, or if you have suggestions for other muscle groups that you want me to talk about. So leave those down below. If you found this useful, please leave me a like by hitting that thumbs up button and share this video with somebody who you think would get value out of it. Those all help me grow my channel, so thank you guys so much. I appreciate it. I'll see you guys next time.